Hi everybody, today is July 16th and I want to say thank you to my new subscribers over the last few days. Um, this is Clifta Fit. I'm Clifta and I have a good upper body workout that I did yesterday. Got a little bit sore from it. It's chest, back, shoulders, and arms, and I'm going to show you this way. I shot it with my cell phone. So I'm going to show you this way, and there are 4 supersets here. This is the first superset. This is a chest press machine. It's a hammer strength, incline hammer strength, and I did this with a hammer strength back row, and I did 3 sets non-stop back and forth. If you look at my elbows, my upper arm is the same angle. I'll show you again. It stays the same angle as the handle grips, and that's kind of important because sometimes with chest, if you get your elbows too high or too low, you bring in your shoulders and or your triceps. So a lot of times if you're feeling your shoulders when you're doing chest, it's because you have the angle of your elbow off. It's off from the bar or from your hand. So this is the exercise that I supersetted it with. This is the hammer strength row. Oh, whoops. Sorry about that. No, I went to the wrong one. They were like right next to each other, and I was trying to get my phone set up, and I set it up at the wrong machine. So here we go. Here it is. And this one is just a back row machine, but it's made by Hammer Strength. I really like it a lot. You're leaning up against a pad, and whenever you do an exercise where you're leaning up against the pad for your back, it's important not to lift your lower chest away from the pad. You can lift your upper chest away from the pad a little bit, but you want to try to keep the lower part of your chest on the pad, so you're rotating more from your upper back and not from your lower back. Because if you let your upper torso here, your chest, if you let this lift away from the pad and the pad is down here, this part of your body is touching the pad, you're going to be working back here. So if you want to really hit the upper part of your back, which those kind of machines are made for upper back, you have to keep the lower part of your chest on the pad, so when you go to squeeze back, you're squeezing the upper back. So again, if you lift away and just your belly stays on the pad, so if you're really arching back and lifting away from the pad, if the pad is here and you're lifting away, you're going to work down lower on your back. So kind of think of it as whatever's touching the pad. So if you're keeping pretty much like your chest on the pad, that's touching the pad. It's kind of across from your chest in the back to where you're getting. So if you can do it and pull your shoulders back, whenever you're doing a back exercise, you want to think of pulling your shoulders back and squeezing your shoulder blades together. So if you're getting a contraction there, that's the part of the back that you're working. If you're lifting away from the pad, your whole upper chest and just your belly's on the pad, you're not really going to be able to get a squeeze and a contraction in your upper back. Again, it goes to like your mid and lower back. So watch that on the back exercises. And those were 3 supersets back and forth nonstop. They were pretty much behind each other, so it was just long enough for us to go from one machine to the next. So the next superset was back and shoulders, or lats and shoulders, I should say. These are lat pull downs, and same with this, you want to make sure that you keep your lower back flat, and as you pull the bar down, you want to think of arching your chest up to the bar and focus on your lats and not lean back from your lower back. And also, when you're doing any back things, it's good to keep your hand like a hook. You don't have to do a false grip. A false grip is when your thumb is on the same side as your fingers. Some people like to do that. I don't. I still like to do a full grip, but instead of, we're going to use a fingernail file here. Instead of doing a full grip and holding it like this, whenever I do my back stuff, I keep my thumb loose. So it's still on the opposite side as in a full grip, but it's loose. I'm not grabbing it, because see what happens to your forearms when you grip with your hand and you start pulling. If the weight gets hard, you start gripping and pulling from your hand, and it takes away from your lat. So if you use your hand as a hook, it reminds you to keep this loose, so then you can put your focus here and pull from your lat while your hand stays more relaxed. So that's a little back tip, back/lat tip. So I supersetted those with double laterals. And this is a shoulder exercise. This is just, it's side dumbbell laterals with a pulse at the top. And I call them double laterals just because you're doing 1, 2, 1, 2. And I have some videos on the side lateral. You want to make sure that you're pushing up from your elbows so you get the side of your shoulder. And that was the second superset. The third superset were 2 more shoulder exercises. And this is for the back of your shoulders. You can use a rope or handles. I used handles. You want to keep your elbows nice and high. And you want to think of pulling your elbows back and squeezing the back of your shoulders. And these are barbell upright rows, and I call these double upright rows because, again, these are like the laterals where I'm doing a pulse at the top. So it's 1, 2. And those are good. Those are a good overall shoulder exercise. And I did 3 sets of those 2 exercises back and forth nonstop. And this was the last superset that I did to finish off my workout. And these were arms. So I started with pushdowns and supersetted those with alternating dumbbell curls. Here you'll see, if you watch from my shoulder to my elbow, that stays perpendicular to the floor and stays still. And I let my lower arm stretch all the way up so I get a good stretch in my triceps. And when I push down, if you look from my shoulder to my hands, my whole arm is perpendicular to the floor. So I move my butt out of the way so I can get my arm all the way straight and get that squeeze at the bottom, because you have to be able to straighten your arm all the way out in the push down to get that contraction in your tricep at the bottom. And these are alternating dumbbell curls, and my form is a little bit looser here because of my elbows. I still feel my elbows a little bit, but I did 3 sets of those back and forth nonstop. And I actually did my whole workout before I filmed these for you. So I did my whole workout first and then came back and just filmed just a portion of the exercises so you knew what I was talking about. And I'm going to list the sets and the reps that I did too, and try to remember to put the workout in the description too. So anyway, that was my workout from yesterday, and I feel it today. I'm actually sore. I got some soreness in my rear delts, my shoulders, more my rear delts and my back, and my triceps. A little tiny bit in my biceps. So anyway, hope you guys like it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!